Okay. Good morning, everyone. So we will today measure pant. How to measure pants? Waist measurement, top edge. So some customer says leave this space and measure straight 16 and inside edge. And second one is at top edge. Okay. Then we have waist seam. One is top, one at waist seam. Okay. So this is 33 because it's always this is bigger, this is small, 1.5 inch. It can be same, okay, but since it is denim, so it gets stretched out and then it gets bigger than this. For whenever we have, if the height is becoming more, then bottom attaching would be more than the top edge for better fitting. You okay? So waistband height is 1.5 inch. Okay. Next, we have a hip measurements. So hip is always for denim. It would be 3-point measurement. So high hip maybe 3 inch below waistband seam, or top edge से लेंगे maybe 3.5. Okay. So it has to be mentioned. Waist placement, hip placement, either below waistband or top of waistband. Okay, top edge. So we are taking this as a below waistband 3 inch high hip. So here also 3 inch, here also 3 inch. You need to mark. So this is 3 is coming this point. So measure, hold your finger like this, and then 3. Then so this is 38. So all brands has their model measurements which are fixed. Take that, if low waist, then their high hip placement would be very close to the waist because it's already. If it is high, then it will be 3, 4 or 5 inch according to the waist placement. So it's always waist placement. So next is low hip. Low hip 5.5 below waistband seam. Okay. So this here also 5.5. Okay. Here also 5.5 is coming here, and 5.5 on J stitch. Okay. Then it's 40. High hip 38, it's 40. Now it comes front rise. Front rise from crotch to waistband seam, it is 8.5. If it is written top of waistband, it is 10 inch, means 1.5 inch waistband and this. Okay. So then we go to back rise. Back rise from crotch to again waist attaching seam or top of seam. Waist attaching is 13 inch and top edge is 14.5. It has to be always clear from where you measured the garment. If you measured till top, you have to write waist rise is measured crotch to top of edge. ठीक है. अब इसके बाद then it comes thigh. Sequence पे चलेगी. Thigh. Thigh is also right now crotch point is this, but back is coming forward. Okay. So crotch will be this. So we have to measure at crotch and straight. So this is 29.5. So if we go 1 inch below, then 1 inch below, this is 28.5. And always measure both sides. Whenever you have two parts, sleeve also, when you're measuring sleeve, one sleeve, left, right, you can mention left, right is this much when you're doing an inspection, because there can be a high-low. Here also, pants also can be high-low. Okay. Then it comes, knee. So right now we take is maybe 14 inch from crotch. Again, if it is low waist, very wide leg pant, then it can be up also. So there is a waist point, from there everything is going on. So we can't measure it from here. I mean, calculation of knee would be from waist seam से कितना नीचे आ रहा है. Rise can be a longer rise. ठीक है. So this is 7.5 if we measure half. Then there is a calf measurement. Calf is always from edge 6 to 7 between knee to center of this, because this is the this portion. Okay, 10 is the knee. Then we think 20 is the calf measurement to measure, because 6 inch down from knee, 6 inch down from knee, it is 7 14 inch half, and this is bottom opening, so this is 14 inch. Okay, your inseam measurement. Okay, so inseam is 27.5 from crotch. Okay. So out seam 37. Okay, from top edge, from here 35.5. Okay, pocket placement along waistband seam 4.5. Then pocket placement below waistband seam on side seam. So this is 3 inch. Then it comes, the fly length 5.5. Now fly opening is still here. So this is 4.5. Okay, and you can see zipper opening is 4/4. Okay, so these three measurements for fly length, fly opening, and zipper opening. Okay, then you can see inside and fly width here center 1.5. Sometimes like slanted, right, at waist seam, fly width at waist seam at center. Okay, so you can then inside fly width under fly width 1.5 inch. Okay, then maybe length also you can measure, because this is going to be bigger than the other one, 6 inch, because to cover everything. Okay, and then tacking. Okay, now coin pocket width and height from inside. So this is 3.5. Coin pocket placement from side seam, from waist seam left and right, at center front or at side seam. Okay, so loop placement from center front 2/4. So both left and right has to be even. Then back side loop placement from side seam. So this is 1/4. So left and right. So this is 1/4 like this. Okay, and last one is in center. Sometimes we have extra loops. So this is 5 loops together, but if we have extra loop, then that one from center back. Loop length 2 inch, loop width 1/2 inch. So we have to see if it is made like this with the folder, or if sometimes clean finish also. Yoke height at center back yoke height at side seam 1 inch. Pocket height 6.5. Pocket placement from center back 2/4, both 2/4. Then pocket placement from center back at bottom 3.5. So on this point, then pocket placement from yoke, or maybe sometimes buyer gives only from waist seam 3 inch. Pocket placement from waist seam at side 2/4. Okay, so I think all is done for 5 pocket.